This story is a warning. You could be next. I'm not gonna be next. You gonna be next? I'm not gonna be next. So we're playing a girl named Amy. Sometimes I wonder why they keep the convenience store open that long. Just like last night, the night before, barely any customers came. Whatever, as long as I get paid. See, we here for the money. We here for the money. Looks like it started raining when I got home, because I was lucky. This is kind of cool. I mean, look, we have like the background outside. It's like raining on the window. I wonder like how interactive this game is. Can't open the window and let fresh air in without getting my laptop wet though. So she was gonna actually consider opening the window while it's raining? Alright, should I kill some time tonight? The big disadvantage of being awake while everyone else was asleep was that I had no one to chat with after getting home. Sometimes I'd play random games I found on the internet or watch some movies, unproductive stuff, which is probably a bad habit considering I still hadn't figured out what I decided to take my life in. So, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of in the same situation. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do with my career, but like, I don't have anything concrete. Let me put on some music first. This is a perfect soundtrack for a chill rainy night. An email? I barely get any emails. I rarely get any emails. The store manager usually contacts me via I don't know why I can't read today. Contacts me via SMS and my friends via full chat. Huh? It's an email by 𝀔Elle. I haven't heard that name in forever. Blaze is an old classmate of mine. He was the smartest in our grade. No, probably the whole school. He also generally kept people at arm's length. I barely knew anything about him because of that. Why was he sending me an email? Because it's a classroom reunion. Okay, we got an email, so I guess we have to read it. Dear Amy Waterfield. That Waterfield sounds like a last name. Like, you know those book names that you just make up and then like... Waterfield sounds like one of those last names where you just kind of make it up and it's like more of a fictional last name than like a last name that you see people actually have. My name is 𝀔Elle. You might remember me from our shared time at school. Recently, a couple of past classmates and I decided that it would be a great idea to catch up with everyone. This might serve as a great opportunity to reforge connections and learn about the paths everyone has taken. Ideally, this could result in an in-person reunion in the future. I have linked an invitation to our group chat that we created and invited all the classmates below. Note that you will need to install a free piece of chat software called Full Chat to participate. Don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Yours sincerely, 𝀔Elle. Personally, I'm not downloading no software that I don't know about. Like maybe if it's like Skype, you know, Zoom, you know, something that I know for sure that is not corrupt in any way, but you know what they say about downloading stuff from random emails, and we didn't even know him like that for real. So this mail was oddly formal for an invitation to a class reunion chat. The way Blaze had worded it made it seem like more of a business opportunity. Either way, it sounded like a great idea. The only person I had kept in touch with since leaving school was my best friend Liv. Generally, I did enjoy my time at the school and most people in my class were pretty cool. I'd also love to know what they're currently doing. Maybe they can give me some ideas for my future. Alright, it's settled. Time to join the group chat. Not that anyone would be online at this time of night. Seems like 3 other people aside from me have joined the chat so far. Blaze, someone called Gigi with a heart, and someone called Mike. I hope that's how you pronounce it, bro. Or Mike. We're just gonna go with Mike, I don't care. Oh, Blaze is writing something. Seems like he's still awake after all. Hello, Amy. It's nice to see you. You're one of the first to join this group chat aside from us, who came up with the idea for this class reunion project. The purpose of this group chat is to catch up with our past classmates and reforge connections. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns. You're the only one I know who writes such long paragraphs in full chat. Bro, I can't believe she actually downloaded that, not knowing like what it is for real. Because if she already, I don't know, maybe it's like Zoom in their world and it's like popular or something. It never hurts to make sure that everyone's on the same page. Also, I'd like to recommend spelling it email, as it's a compound made up of words electronic and mail. You don't write e-business or e-learning, do you? Anyways, it's nice to meet you, Amy. Bro. Oh, wait. I can type? I forgot about that. Where are we gonna type? I don't think you can send it unless it's like obviously this. I'm just gonna press the button on the bottom every time I want to send something because it has you typing it out, like to make it more, I guess, immersive, but like you can't type what you want. So nice to meet you though. Nice to meet you as well. I have to admit that I'm not fully sure whose name belongs to who though. I told you using your full name as your chat name, or at least your first name, just like Amy, would make things a lot easier. But Gigi sounds way cooler. Oh wait, but Gigi sounds way cuter. Anyways, I'm Angie. So her name is Angie and she decided to go with Gigi. I mean, it's a nice nickname, but like, how was I supposed to know? We hung out one time, if you still remember. Now that you mention it, we did hang out once. We weren't particularly close though. Angie was someone who got along with everyone in our class and who was always surrounded by a bunch of other girls. It was the same when we went shopping. She invited me directly and I wasn't sure how to decline. I initially assumed we would go with a few people, but we ended up going in a group of 15. Hanging out with so many people at once was a bit much. I didn't dislike Angie though. I think I genuinely enjoy hanging out with her one-on-one. And you might know Mike as Mike. See, I knew it. I knew I wasn't wrong. Don't mind his frequent typographical errors. You'll have to get used to them. See, if I mispronounce some words, y'all just gonna have to take that. Hello. He's a bit shy, but he'll open up to you in no time. I'm not typing all that. Hi, Mike. I'm not sure, but I don't think we interacted much during our time at high school, did we? Or at school. I don't think so. Mike didn't have a big presence, so I'm not surprised that you don't remember him. Only because he was shy though. He was really good at sports. If he had been less timid, he would have likely been very popular. You three seem close. What, were you friends back in school? I didn't remember seeing them hanging out together. Kind of. It was Angie's fault. Don't make it sound like it's a bad thing. I noticed that Blaze and Mike would always hang out alone, so I befriended them. We ended up hanging out frequently and our friendship lasted beyond school. I wasn't good at making friends. I probably would have been fine alone, but it was still nice to have people I could share my thoughts with. Aww. Oh my god, why does he send paragraphs, bro? Like, and he's typing them fast too, like it's like almost generated. It was, by the way, also Angie's idea to create this group reunion chat. Mike and I ended up being dragged into it. Angie tends to be pretty disorganized, so I figured they need me to handle all the administrative side. And I guess reforging contacts, just in case they come in handy later, isn't a bad idea either. I joined because I was hoping that I could get to know my classmates properly since I missed out on that when I was in school. I noticed that you became more outgoing recently, Mike. I think that's great. So, what have all you been up to after leaving school? I'll start. This might have come to a little surprise, but I've been working in software development. That was a surprise indeed. Angie was very open about herself to anyone who will listen, but I've never heard her being into tech. I personally think that there was no reason for you to keep your love of programming a secret back then, Angie. Yeah, it wasn't anything bad after all. Well, I just thought it would make me seem weird or something. Bro, I feel cringe doing, I feel like very cringe doing that type of stuff. Well, my past suspicions are something being confirmed, unfortunately. There are some colleagues and clients at my company that make snarky comments. They're just being poo-poo heads, don't mind them. Yeah, we already know how scared you are what you do. Thanks, guys. I'm glad I was able to talk about my hobby with you two back then, at least. That was probably the reason why we got so close in the first place. Can you imagine my surprise, Amy, when Blaze came up to me out of the blue and told me that he knew that I was into programming? I thought he was going to blackmail me. Turns out he's just really smart and wanted to confirm his suspicions. It didn't make sense to keep it from Blaze and Mike after that. So I just poured my heart into all the nerdy stuff I couldn't talk about with any of them. So I just poured my heart out about all the nerdy stuff I couldn't talk about with anyone else to them. Bit off topic, but that emoji you use gives me heartburn. Yes, it looks quite odd. I think it's cute. Anyways, your next Mike. You'll be surprised to hear what Mike has to say, Amy. You'll be surprised, bro. No, I feel like I can't speak. You'll be surprised to hear what Mike has been up to, Amy. Actually, how about you? Guess first. I didn't know Mike at all, so I wasn't sure how I was supposed to guess his current job. All I knew about him was that he was into sports back in school. Something with sports? I knew you guessed that. It's probably a weird jump from sports, but I work with animals. I enjoyed sports in school, but I also really like biology. I also felt less awkward about animals than humans. So I ended up studying zoology and became a keeper. That's really cool. So you work at a zoo? Yeah, it's really fun. I actually forgot to account for that I'd have to work with other people even when working at the zoo. But my coworkers are really cool, and thanks to them, I became a bit more social. Which is why I hope I can maybe get to know my classmates properly now. Anyways, I probably wrote too much. Your turn, Blaze. Blaze's story is probably more interesting. I see, my time has come then. I knew early on that I wanted to study and practice law. I knew early on that I wanted to study and practice law. I figured it would be an adequate challenge and prove to be a fulfilling career path. After some research, I concluded that one of the best options for me was Yale University in the United States of America. It was fairly low acceptance rate, but I wasn't too worried. Currently, I'm in my last semester. Do you have any further questions? I don't think so, because it's going to end up in another paragraph. That sounds great, but what is America like? Well, it's hard to generalize. This is a very big country, but what impressed me was the contrast between the big cities and the more rural areas of America. I also really like spending time at parks. They're very pleasant. Forgot to ask earlier, but have you made friends there? I'd love to get to know them. He's not replying. There's probably a reply in itself. Blaze did always have a trouble making friends because of how unapproachable he made himself. I don't need any friends in America. I can just hang out online with you. Aw, that's so sweet. You know, Amy, Blaze may seem very unfriendly and pedantic. See, I'm just slow. I don't know if that word was right, but it probably is right and I'm just slow. But he's actually very nice. He always helped me with anything if I needed any help and not just with studying. Yeah, he's a bit of a tsundere. What's a tsundere? Someone who seems cold or harsh but gets warmer and kind as you get to know them. The ones who say, it's not like I like you or anything. I'm not about to say that last word. I'm not about to embarrass myself like that. I would never say that. Sure. Bro, I used to be okay with tsundere characters, but I don't really like tsundere characters because after a while, it just gets really annoying. I wasn't following this conversation at all. The replies just made me more confused. Anyways, what about you, Amy? What have you been doing? Nothing as interesting as you three. I'm working at a convenience store to bridge time until I'm sure what I'm gonna do long term. No worries, I'm sure you'll figure it out soon enough. Yeah, it took me some thinking to find out I wanted to be a keeper. There's no rush. I wouldn't recommend wasting too much time either, though. But I guess there's nothing wrong with taking your time to make sure that you choose the right career path for you. They were a bit of an odd bunch, but they all seemed like very nice people overall. Well, Blaze still seemed a bit stuck up, but I trust Angie and Mike's assessment of him. They knew him way longer than I did. My stomach is rumbling. Right, I still haven't eaten anything since coming home. I'll be AFK for a little bit, so I'll make myself something to eat. See you in a bit. I should get something too. Be back in a bit. I wonder what we're gonna what is it? Hubba grub? Something. I don't remember what it is. A software developer, a zookeeper, and a lawyer. They all had chosen really interesting career paths. I can't help but feel bad about my lack thereof. I have no idea about programming and it seems too tough for me anyway, so I guess it wouldn't work for me. I'm allergic to animal hair, so zookeeper would likely be out of the question. I'm also not smart enough to become a lawyer. What am I good at? Stocking shelves? Oh well, I'll figure it out eventually. Maybe they can give me some tips later. For now, I'll warm up some leftover risotto. That should improve my mood. How late is it now? 3 a.m. We might as well go to sleep. There's still some time left until Liv wakes up. I wonder how well she'll remember Angie, Blaze, and Mike. Oh, I forgot that she was supposed to join. She still hasn't joined. Now that I think about it, how come the three of them are still awake? Maybe I should ask them when I'm back at my laptop. Here we go. I'm back with food and a renewed motivation. Oh well, I was planning on buying new ones soon anyways. My music is still listenable, it just sounds a bit disoriented now. I'll manage. Bro, I'm pretty sure this is a scary game. I picked out this game a long time ago. I'm just not playing it, but that can't be good. Let's see what they've been chatting about while I was gone. Apparently nothing. Right, I wanted to ask them while they're still awake. I'm back. Welcome back. Dang, they just at the keyboard. I don't know what WB means, so... Oh, welcome back. Hello again. I've been wondering how come you're all still awake? It's still early evening here in America, so it's a time zone different in my case. I have tomorrow off, and I usually like staying up late when I don't have to wake up early the next day. I also might have had too much coffee and can't sleep. I had a late shift at the zoo, currently transitioning to becoming a night keeper. Bro, I was about to say that typo is like... That's an embarrassing typo. This is why I tell you to double check your messages before sending them. Hung out with some of my owls, they're chill. Not a fan of scorpions though, they're active at night and skirt around. Scorpions. Oh, I mean, her message was disgusted at the scorpions, I guess. It's the same for me. I also work late night and shift and stay up for a few hours after getting home. The main reason why I'm still up after the night shift is so that I can chat with Liv before going to sleep. Liv gets up very early, so this is usually the best time for me to catch her online. She's probably got Blaze's invitation as well. I assume she'll join once she's awake. Hey, I have an idea. Is like... I know Liv, I'm pretty sure is the best friend, right? I like wonder what's her role supposed to be since she keeps getting brought up in the story. How about we tell each other an embarrassing secret so that we can get to know each other better? That sounds like a dumb idea. I'm not sure about this. I don't think I'd be able to come up with anything interesting. Bro, I would lie too and say I couldn't come up with anything interesting because I'm not about to. If it's embarrassing, I'm not telling people that. Also, I didn't feel like sharing secrets with half strangers, even if they are past classmates. I guess it's fine. Please don't cry. Alright, if Mike thinks it's okay, then I guess I'll play along. No worry, Amy's. You can just pass on something about yourself, something general about yourself. We don't know you that well, so that'd be totally fine. Alright then. I guess I'll just tell them something random about myself rather than an actual secret. Alright, I'll go first since I proposed. You already know about my love for programming when I was in school, so that's not too much of a secret anymore. Instead, I'll tell you about something else. This is probably not something unnormal, but I sometimes feel jealous of other people. I guess I just don't like that about myself because I don't want to have negative thoughts about others. This especially happens when people openly share things they're passionate about. Probably because I never got to talk about my hobby openly. Thank you for sharing. Don't worry, feeling jealousy sometimes is normal. I agree. How can you deal with these feelings? How you deal with these feelings is what's important. You go next, Blaze. I'm still thinking. Alright, then I'll share with you the worst day of my life. Dramatic pause. I got a C once in grade school. I think that's normal. But you know he's supposed to be stuck up, so let me not. I guess coming from Blaze, this is a big confession. You'll never understand my pain. Whatever, I'm next. Blaze and Andrew already know, but it might be a surprise for you, Amy. When I was in school, I did schoolwork and took care of what I ate. But since finishing school, I kind of abandoned sports and not as careful as I am about eating healthy. So I've gained some weight. Meaning, I don't look how I used to. The keeper job is physically demanding, but not enough to outlevel my love for food. I don't think it's a big problem as long as it doesn't affect your health in a major way. Yeah, and there's definitely women out there that are into chubby but underneath muscular guys. Anyways, your turn, Amy. It's gonna be something boring. I should have just gone first. Because it's like saving the worst for last since it's not even embarrassing. Mike working at the zoo reminded me of something. It's not much of a secret though. I'd never be able to work at the zoo because of my animal hair allergy. Was that a sneeze? But on top of that, I'm also allergic to iguanas. How do you even find out about something like that? It's a long story, and I don't want to hear that story. I'd love to hear about it when we meet in person for the reunion. It's just an imaginary dream. Anyways, my turn again. Whatever, bro. I guess I can tell you somewhat of a follow-up of my last admission. There was one time where I was especially jealous. It was someone I knew who was into sprinting. She was really passionate about it, and it was a topic of most of our conversations. My attempts at changing the topic were usually unsuccessful. She was really good at running and definitely would have become a successful athlete. It was a bit painful to listen to her speak about her hobbies openly while being reminded that I couldn't talk about my own. But I feigned my smile every time we talked and tried to not let it faze me. Eventually, I had to find a way to vent so I wouldn't explode though. Well, I did something that I'm not proud of. I ended up putting tacks into her running shoe. Bro, what kind of confession is that? Oh, that was unexpected. I always thought Angie was a really kind person. I never expected her to resort to that, but I guess everyone has their dark side. And it seemed like Angie was regretted it, so I guess you do stupid stuff when you're younger. I assume it's my turn then. So no one's gonna say nothing about that? This time I'll be recounting something that might be more interesting to you. Don't forget to split up your messages so it's easier to read. Alright, then I'll try. When I was very young, I knew someone who got on my nerves more than anyone else. He was lazy, got bad grades, and was vulgar, and overall an unpleasant person. And he always followed me around trying to befriend me no matter how much I declined. Until something happened on a school trip. We went to go hiking on a mountain, and I, being not very fit, hung back. And since the boy, to my detriment, wanted to hang out with me, we hung back as well. He kept passionately talking my ear off about something irrelevant. I don't remember exactly what. Well, he got distracted himself so much that he slipped and toppled over the edge. He managed to grab a root that was protruding out of the cliffside. Apparently, due to shock, he wasn't able to cry out for help, and all he could do was gasp in desperation. The teacher and other kids ahead of us hadn't heard what happened and kept on walking. There were several things I could have done at the moment. I could have grabbed his hand, or I could have cried out to the teacher. And I continued walking, pretending I didn't notice. That's heavy. Bro, like, why are they confessing that they basically killed people or, like, severely ruined, like injured them? Like, what? Is this really something he should be openly sharing with me? This is very serious. I guess it wasn't likely. I guess it wasn't like Blaze actively killed him and Blaze was still young, but that was still a very extreme story. My secret is work related, so please don't tell anyone. I don't want to get fired. Shoot, I might tell people. The music sounds so distorted. Sure, it wasn't like I knew where he worked anyways, though I wonder if he should be telling me secrets that could cost him his job. I oftentimes stay late at the zoo after most of the others have left. The ones working the night shift usually don't notice. That sounds relatively harmless so far compared to every other story, but you know that's how it starts. It starts off harmless. I'd often skip dinner when staying at the zoo so I get hungry at night, so eventually the intrusive thought started. I started wondering what the animals at the zoo would taste like. Did you know that seals look chunky, but their meat's less than 2% fat? Also lots of protein. There are also indigenous people who eat parrots. Also heard of people eating tigers somewhere. Anyhow, these thoughts are troubling. I see the animals at the zoo are friendly and family, and think about eating friends and family is troubling. That kind of weirded me out. The longer the secret sharing is going, the more unsympathetic everyone seems, and more uncomfortable I'm becoming. But I guess that's what happens when people start sharing their darkest secrets. It's 4 a.m. already. I should go take a shower. I'll be gone for a bit. Alright, see you later. Bro, they should not have shared any of those secrets with me because those are way too extreme. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if what they wrote me is true. Angie bullied and physically hurt someone. Blaze let someone die, and Mike is thinking about eating animals he works with. Those are pretty shocking stories. But why would they be sharing them with me, an almost stranger like me? Were they playing a prank on me? Bro, I still logged back in. That would have been it for the rest of the night for me. Whew, that was nice. So, do I dare open the chat again? I suspect things have become pretty awkward after those confessions. Seems like no one has written any new messages since I left. Why? I didn't even say anything yet. How do they know I'm back? And our webcam is red. That's why I be putting tape over my computer, my laptop webcam. I be putting tape on that because I can't take any chances. But I guess they could see me through my webcam now, because otherwise, how they know I'm back and I didn't even type anything? Hey, Amy is back. Welcome back. Hello again. Huh? How could they tell I was back? Full chat doesn't have any online, away, or offline indications. Alright, with Amy being back, how about we continue? How about we don't? How about we switch the subject, bro? I volunteered to go next. I'd like to share the aftermath of what I experienced on that trip. And the music is becoming very disordered. I trust you're familiar. Didn't she say to split up the messages? He's typing paragraphs again. I trust you're familiar with the concept of natural selection. It's a term popularized by Charles Darwin, the blah blah blah. Bro, I want to say blah blah blah, but I have to read it. It's a term popularized by Charles Darwin with the term selection. It's also oftentimes used mockingly whenever someone hurts himself while doing something unintelligent. Sometimes said unintelligent actions even result in death. That boy's death I talked about, it might fit that category. Saying that is crazy. That got me thinking, what if instead of leveling it up to chance, you were to force said natural selection, which would make it less natural, of course, but if I were to do that, I wouldn't choose the affected randomly. Bro. I would use myself as a standard measure and filter out the ones who were by a big margin inferior to me. I'd very likely be a good judge of a person's capabilities and whether they're justified in living. So I gave it a go, and that was pretty successful. I would research them, come up with a challenge, and warn them about the consequences that await them if they were to fail. And I thought up a pretty clever consequences, if I might add. Swimmers who didn't succeed drowned with their arms and feet tied. Swimmers got their vocal cords ripped out. Cooks were cooked alive. Despite the challenges being rather easy, in my opinion, at least a few survived. The ones who did survive rose to new heights. I had to take a sip of water. That was my voice, like, and this story. Do you know Barimi, the bowler who became famous for never missing a strike this year? There was also some commotion around him missing 2 fingers out of nowhere. You have me to thank for that. He was to have one of his fingers smashed to a pulp with a bowling ball for every strike he missed. He did unfortunately miss 2, and the first because he didn't believe my threat. The second because he was too afraid of what would happen the next time he'd miss. Quitting bowling wasn't an option, of course. He'd lose more fingers if he did that. Smash, smash, smash. That's disgusting. Using a bowling ball was a bit inefficient, but it did get the point across. And he just said, nice, nice, like that's normal. A bit brutal, but if it works, it works. What kind of twisted prank is this? I'll go next. This has something to do with the girl who loved running that I told you about. Well, putting the tacks into her shoe wasn't the only thing I did. No matter what I did, she wouldn't give up on running, and I tried everything. I put laxatives in her food before an important race. I spread nasty rumors about her, like about how weird she smelled when she trained because she sweated so much. Smelled, not smiled. Eventually, I found one permanent solution to this problem. I invited her to a secluded part of the school building where no one else would bother us, and pushed her down the steps. She just said that normally. She wasn't too badly hurt. She was only twisted her ankle. Fortunately, I had prepared a sledgehammer in advance. It was pretty heavy, but I managed to lift it and shattered her legs. I brought the hammer down over and over, and I could still hear the crunching mixing with her screams. I loved the look on her face when she realized that she'd never be able to run again. She of course tried to accuse me, but no one would believe her. There was no evidence, and I was well liked by teachers and students. So she was called a liar who was jealous of me and probably just got into an accident and tried to frame me. That was when I got a taste for destroying other people's dreams. I felt similarly ecstatic when I stabbed the eardrums of a composer and peeled off the skin of a model. Gosh. I'm getting nostalgic. I can relate. You said, bro. True, very relatable. This is beyond a bad prank. This was sick. Alright, let me tell you a story as well. At the zoo, there was a penguin that I was really close to. Hang out with him regularly, I just don't like where this is going. Played a lot with him, was really cute. He was probably my closest friend aside from Angie and Blaze. He also really seemed to like me back. None of the keepers were as close to him as me. Whenever I entered his pen, he'd run up right to me right away. He was also very sad when I had to leave. It'd be very sad if anything ever happened to that penguin. When I said penguin pens, he'd convince me to sleep over. Bro, it's an animal. How did he convince you? I was watching him sleep peacefully when the hunger came. I did it. I killed him and ate him. Right then and there, raw is crazy. I was crying, but he tasted so good. Then I moved on to the tapir, also one of my best friends. Then a tiger baby I myself had helped delivered. I ate them all while crying, but the sadder the death was, the better they tasted. Eventually, my curiosity transitioned from the animals to my co-workers. How sad would it be if I ate them? How tasty would they be? Like, she is trifling. Like, alright, this is screwed up. Very screwed up. They all had disturbing imaginations, and I wanted no part in it. Also, what is up with the headphones? I keep hearing these weird sounds, and I do too, but I'm just not gonna mention them. Oh, right, I also remembered Amy. Was this your address? I know he didn't. What the? Why do you have this? I made sure to research everyone's address to make sure we had a good meeting for the in-person event that most people would not object to. How about we visit Amy now that we're friends? Oh no, I'm actually very good off that. That sounds like a great idea. I'm a bit far away as I'm in America, but it might take a few minutes. Alright, I have enough. They're seriously creeping me out. There's no reason to keep talking to them while there's no other classmates have joined. They planned this. Like, there's no way out of all those students, like, I'm the only one that joined. Maybe we can make a new group chat without those three. Message by Liv? I guess she's awake already. Hey, Amy. Hey, Liv. Had you also received the group chat invite from Blaze? Let me guess. She didn't receive anything. I was the only one that received it. They're planning on a class reunion, but they're being very weird. An invite? Can't say that I got one. Didn't Blaze say he sent an invite to all our past classmates? That's odd. But hey, this reminds me of an urban legend I read recently. It's about a very scary group chat message stuff. Let me send you the link. I'm not reading that. Well, actually, I have to if it's in the story. There she goes again with those urban legends and occult stories. She can't get enough of them. Twitter? How exactly? Not exactly in the mood for scary stories, but I'll humor Liv. Bro, in red? Horrifying chat room, don't click their invitation. A rumor has been making it rounds recently. Some of the readers have reported getting scary group chat invitations from old acquaintances, distant family, and work colleagues. Don't click on the invite links to those chat invitations under any circumstances. Witness reports speak of 3 different ghosts that can be encountered in said chat rooms. A gluttonous ghost that can't be satisfied no matter how much he eats. A ghost filled with, so that's the mic guy. A ghost filled with regret and jealousy that thrives off of destroying other people's happiness. So that's the Gigi Angie girl. And a ghost that feels superior to everyone and wants to get rid of anyone that seems as beneath it. So, what was the name? Blaze? These invitations usually appear at night and disappear the next day. If it doesn't disappear, then it's likely a legit invitation. If not, then you've been contacted by these ghosts. If you accept their invitation and keep chatting with them, they can enter your home. To avoid them, you need to ignore said invitation until it disappears. Again, don't click on any chat room invites that you receive at night. Someone sent a message into the group chat. We're here. We're here. We're here. That's us. Bro. What kind of... So, I guess I want to say that the person in the middle is Gigi. The one on the side with the business suit on the... I don't know which side it is on that you're seeing, but... The one with the suit is Blaze, and the other guy is the mic guy. This was interesting, and bye-bye.